In today's video, you're going to learn the mistakes you should avoid doing if you are planning to move to Malta or visit this island. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It's Alex here. I really enjoy doing this type of sit-down videos because I can express myself, and at the same time, for those of you that are planning to move or visit Malta, you will get the right information to make your move or visit way more easier. I don't want this video to end up 15 minutes. I want to be shorter but very precise and straight to the point. Now, with this being said, I went on Expats Malta and I posted a comment asking people what are some of the mistakes you have done when you moved to Malta. So in today's video, you're going to hear, I will be reading out loud the comments from actual expats who have been living in Malta, and we also have some comments from locals as well. And then at the end of the video, I'm just going to give you my point of view of which are the mistakes you should avoid doing in Malta. Finally, without any further ado, let's begin. Now guys, it's been only an hour since I've posted this comment on Expats Malta, the Facebook group, and there are over 70 comments so far. Of course, I'm not gonna read out loud all of them because we're not gonna stay on this video for an hour. I have just highlighted the most liked comments and, in my opinion, those that are really needed to be in this video. Now, the first one goes from a guy by the name PB, and he has the most liked comment saying, "Looks like moving to Malta was some kind of a mistake." 53 likes at the moment, and down below I just replied back to him, this is going to be the most liked comment. The next one comes from Luisa, and she has a Maltese last name as well. "My biggest mistake was listening to the terrible advice of other people and not knowing any different. Do your own research. Not everyone's experience is the same here." Completely agree with this. Not everyone has the same experience here on the island. For some people, this is going to be a paradise, and for some people, this is going to be a living hell. So as Luisa said, I'm gonna tell you the same. Do a deep research before you're planning to move to Malta. Those that are planning to visit Malta, stick until the end of the video. You're going to hear more information about this. Then I have Carol saying, "Rent an apartment close to several pubs in Sliema." This is completely true, guys, because when you are in this touristic area and you have so many choices for bars, clubs, restaurants, places that you can go and relax, you're going to spend a hell of money. So be careful with this. The next one comes from Yusuf saying, "Living in expensive apartments." Well, this was your own choice to live in an expensive apartment, and I'm pretty sure that you might have been driven by the sea view, the luxurious lifestyle that you can have in Sliema, Porto Maso, St. Julian's, and of course you wanted to stay in an expensive apartment. So it's good that you're saying this is a mistake, because some people, when they're planning to move to Malta and they haven't been on the island but have seen all these photos of beautiful sea views and stuff like that, they all want to live in a sea view apartment. In reality, they're extremely expensive, especially if you would like to live in these prime locations like Sliema and St. Julian's. So this is a mistake you should avoid, unless you're loaded and you can spend like 5,000 euros a month. The next comment comes from Vladislav, who says, "It took me almost 1 year of active driving to realize that the road speed signs assume kilometers per hour, not miles per hour." This is important for some of you that are coming from other countries like the US, for example. We are using kilometers over here, not miles, and UK as well. Wait a minute. Do you guys in US use miles or kilometers? Let me know in the comment section down below. The next comment comes from Debbie, and she's saying, "Believing merit tax band was for married people." Mariana here, she says, "If I can take it back, I would consider other place to move. I remembered Malta from 2015, and when I moved in 2021, Malta was definitely not the same." She has 3 likes on this comment. I moved in Malta in 2015 and I do not regret my decision at all. And I have seen Malta in 2015, and now in 2024, I am seeing a lot of changes on the island. Yes, of course, there is a lot of more construction going on, but I have seen that the infrastructure and all these new flyovers and roads, the way that have been built, it kind of helped to all of us to be easy for us to commute around. Traffic is still there, of course, we completely understand, but tell me one country that there is no traffic. And guys, please pay attention that this island, when we are talking about the traffic, It's just like a city. It's so small, and at the same time we are over 500,000 people living here. Arnold is giving us a very good comment saying, underestimate the cost of living probably. Even though it is still affordable compared to some other European Union countries, including rents, it is expensive compared to the average salary. I was ready to come for a lower salary than I have now, but glad I did not. I would may have ended up in a tricky situation. Thank you, Arnold. Radu is saying, not a mistake. Still, I believe I did the best decision. Excellent. Thank you, Radu. You have only one heart emoji on your comment. Not many people are agreeing with you. But we have another comment with 11 likes. I'm seeing a bird on my balcony. Girl. Okay, she flew away. So the next comment with 11 likes says, bringing my now ex-husband with me. For those of you that are in partnership and you're planning to move to Malta, if you split, don't worry. There's so many single people around, and at the same time you have a lot of tourists going on. So even if you bring your now ex-husband with you, you have quite a lot of choices to find over here on the island. Now the next comment, it's quite long and it has 3 points. It comes from Tom. He says, number 1, I didn't consider that in terms of how things are done. It would be like stepping into a time machine and set it to 1960. Though things are slowly improving and even government institutions and shops have discovered electricity and computers. Number 2, he says, I was way too patient with Talinia, which is the company for the buses here in Malta, and let them get away with far too much bullshit service before getting my license and the car. This, I think, was the best decision, Tom, that you have done to get yourself a license and a car. And number 3, Tom is saying, I listened to other expats when moving here and opened a SATA Bank account. SATA Bank, first time I'm hearing about this bank. Instead of digging and doing my own research. Speaking about this, not sponsored, hashtag it has to be. The bank that I would recommend for you guys when you're moving to Malta, it's APS. I'm with 2 banks. I have Bank of Valletta as an account and I have APS as well. And in my opinion, if I have to choose between these two, APS. APS, you have my account number. I'm waiting for 10K. Thank you. Stacy is giving a very long comment. All of the comments you might have seen that are screenshotted on the screen, so you can either read them or listen to me. She's saying, thinking that people were able to do their jobs. Example, HR, ID Malta, etc. They didn't know their own employment Maltese laws, nor Brexit impact. Ended up listening and believing what they told me, as they didn't fully understand my own rights, although I was pretty sure I had the right to work with Article 50. But when HR and ID Malta is telling you you need a work permit, ended up giving up my ID card. Took over a year to get back the same permit after much to ink and fro ink. Ended up waiting almost 5 months for the key Ended up waiting for 5 months for the key EY, which cost me almost 37.5 thousand euros of saving, including lost earnings at previous job. So overall, an absolute shit show. Girl. The next comment comes from Ka. He or she is saying, having back home my great friend group, I wanted to recreate it here too quickly. I was desperate to build a new social circle after moving to Malta and encountered few people not worth it, or caught myself oversharing because of loneliness. I'm sorry about that. Yes, about friendship in Malta, I honestly want to make a dedicated video about this because it's quite interesting topic to talk about. I think it's quite sensitive at the same time, but I'm gonna give a bit of an overview at the end of the video. Few more comments, guys. We have Marty, she's saying that we never made a decision to move here years earlier. Been over 14 years and only regret. Wait a minute, you're saying that we never made a decision to move here years earlier and now you regret after 14 years. Okay. Alexina is replying back, I have been here 30 years and it's time round and no regrets. Excellent. I've been here nearly 9 years and no regrets as well. Domenico is giving us very interesting comment with 8 likes, which says, assuming life was relatively cheaper than what it is. Fruit and vegetables were cheaper and fresher than what they actually are. Less construction sites than what I expected, and cleaner. I'm alright living in Malta, but I believe that considering the amount of wealth brought and spent there by expats, the island should offer more. I completely agree with the final part. Like, with all this money here, this island has to offer even more. But there is another topic about the greediness and where the money are going, which we're gonna discuss in another video. Paulina, she says, spent 7 years in Marsalforn, which is a village in Gozo, by the way, the sister island of Malta, instead of going to the beautiful countryside in Arp, where I live now. No more busy seaside towns. It's pure nightmare if you try to live a normal life. I need to make more videos about Gozo, and it is on my schedule for this year to make a comparison of the life in Gozo and the life in Malta. So I will use this opportunity. If you guys want me to make a video like this, in the comment section of this video, please let me know which are the questions that you would like me to ask actual expats who are living in Gozo and the one here in Malta, so that we can compare both sides, lifestyle, living costs in Gozo and lifestyle, living costs in Malta. The next one in line is Colin. He says, trust nothing that people tell you here. And then he says, choose wrong place to live. Isabella, on the other hand, is saying, I didn't know about the garbage schedule, so I got a fine. Sorry, Isabella. Your landlord should have told you about the garbage system beforehand, and I'm pretty sure that by now we all know the garbage system in Malta, the schedules and how it works, so we can avoid paying fines. Now, the next comment that comes from Lino, he's saying, moving to live in the chaos of Gzira and Sliema area. Lino, I feel for you. I used to live in that area as well for more than 5 years, I believe now, including Msida, so more than 7 years. And since I moved to Zuri, I kind of like reborn here on the island. This is a completely different lifestyle that I have right now and a completely different level of serenity that I have here, honestly. We have 3 more comments, guys. Patrick is saying, waited 6 months before I bought a bicycle. Should have bought it on day 1. Yes, it is a good decision to buy a bicycle in Malta, but pay attention that when it rains here, the roads are flooded, and if it rains a lot, some of the roads are flooded for days. So be careful with that. The next one says, keep waiting for winter, Delia. There is no winter in Malta, but it's pretty cold in the months of January and February as well. And the last one that I have from you guys, from Robert, he said that the mistake you have done was moving to Malta. The worst idea ever. 2 likes. For now. These are the actual comments that we heard from the expats who are living in Malta. Some of them, they made fun with the questions. Some of them, they really wanted to help out to other people and give their points of views. Now, I'm not gonna ramble a lot. The only thing that I can tell you as a mistake that you should avoid moving to Malta, number 1 is don't listen to all of these comments, even the one that I was reading right now, and coming up with a conclusion whether you are going to move to Malta or no. In my opinion, that you should try to avoid is moving to Malta without first visiting the island for at least few weeks. If you plan to move to Malta, visit this place at least 2 to 3 weeks. If you are planning to make a life here on the island, I will suggest you to wait for at least 1 year and visit Malta at least 2 or 3 times if you can afford. I know that I'm asking a lot when it comes to money, but this is going to be the right thing that you should do. Visit Malta over the winter time, over the summertime. Visit Malta especially in the months of July and August when it's extremely hot, so that you can understand how hot it can get over here on the island. Guys, this is like boiling pot. especially in these 2 months. We even had power cuts over the last summer in 2023, and some of the cities affected were with a power cut for up to 3 days. A mistake you should avoid, which was mentioned already twice in the comments, is living in a prime location such as Sliema or Gzira or St. Julian's, even Msida as well. Now, for some of you, please don't get me wrong, let me put it in this way. For some of you, living in those chaotic kind of cities would be fine because you would be on a walking distance to bars, restaurants, and stuff like that. It all depends on what you would like. But for those of you that you're looking for more peaceful areas, avoid these prime locations at all costs. The next important thing that I can tell you as an advice from my side is as soon as you move to Malta, within the first 2-3 months, try to get yourself a very cheap car, which is quite small as well. Do not opt for anything fancy, luxurious or big Jeep, SUV or stuff like that. Please try to avoid all of this because this island, it's not really for this type of cars or sports cars and stuff like that. When I see some of these cars, I'm like, why are you driving them here? You cannot even experience the full potential of this sports car here on the island. And the last thing that I'm going to say as a mistake that you should avoid doing is if you're planning to move or if you're planning to visit Malta, do not come on the island before you download my Maltese guidebook. Self-promo. Guys, I have created this guidebook in the summer of 2023 to help out a lot of people that are planning to come to Malta, whether it's just a holiday or it's someone that is planning to move here, to understand what really this island has to offer. This guidebook, as you can see here on the table of content, is giving you out a lot of information that you need to know about Malta, places of interest, and a lot of tips and advices as well. You can exclusively find it on my website, which is alexandmalta.com. Check it out, I'm pretty sure that it's going to help you a lot. Here we are coming to the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like it down below. It takes only a second of your time to like the videos that I'm creating. They really help out a lot of this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know in the comment section of this video what else you would like me to film. And until I see you in my next one. Bye.